Once more into the brink, into that psychedelic snarl. This is going to be S Part 1. But before I get into that, of course, there's always more stuff to talk about. Satanic Majesty's request. What's this with the devil fixation? The Stones. Sympathy for the devils. Satanic Majesty's request. Anyway, one cute thing about this album you may or may not know. At the end of one side, they actually play "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" on the Moog synthesizer. So give it a try. Weird stuff. Next thing I need to talk about before I get into the S's is here's a record that I should have found sooner, but it was in a pile way in the back. It's from O's. I'm going to go back a little bit. What's the worst bubblegum song you could imagine? Yeah, you guessed it. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I won't sing it. Don't worry. Here's the album. But wait, what's on this thing? We got 4 psych monsters on here. How could that be? Into this time. 5-star great psych with lots of fuzz. Fuzz punk on first grade. 5 stars. 4-star wild, fantastic psych. Turn to stone. Turn to something or other. And finally, wild fuzz psych on the time. So I guess you really can't judge a book by its cover. You think? That was a surprise when I was reading my inner notes from long ago. Okay, one more note. I'm sorry. Thank you for your patience. I need to do a shout out. Several shout outs. Psychedelic, that's Psych E Derek, D-E-R-E-K, shouted out to me. He's going to mention me on his YouTube channel, so check him out, man. This is great stuff, men and women. And also, I would be remiss if I didn't mention a couple other names here. Mark at Take 444, he texted me, told me about his channel. Check that out. And lastly, last year, a couple years ago, during the pandemic, everybody was sad. We were all hiding out in our houses. I'm very grateful for all the YouTubers out there who posted videos about their collections. The one I got to think about most about is Dylan from Noble Records. And I had so many pleasurable hours going over his latest finds. Also, Norman Maslow, a wonderful guy. All of you, if I didn't mention my name, I'm sorry. I love you all. It's a great thing we're sharing. I mean, what network will come out with a series on my psychedelic records? Nobody. So we're grateful. We're happy. We're moving on here. Okay. First band is from Michigan. They are, in fact, Scott Richardson Chase, SRC. And this first album came out in 1968. They're from Ann Arbor, which is like Hippieville, USA, then and now. Great album. It has a lot of fantasy and hard rock and soft rock, and I give it 5 stars. Got some great cuts on here. Black Sheep, Exile, just killer psych. Wonderful stuff. A little progressive, but hey, it's 68. What guys. SRC. And the beauty of SRC, as I always thought of saying, is they got to make 3 albums. The second one, 1969, we're getting a little bit more into prog now, but this is still brilliant psych. SRC Milestones. This is a flipper. There they are. Killer stuff. Last one was 5 stars. 5-star psych. This one, I call it their best. Hard Michigan, Detroit psych, like the Amboy Dukes, only better. Killer stuff. Holy moly, wooly. This is, I didn't make any notes on this thing. In the Hall of the Mountain King, Bolero, so they take on classical music. They give credit for it, and they do a decent job here. So, some people say this is a prog album. It's from 1968, so we're really early in the game here. But these guys, there we go. I'll get it right eventually. These guys had the chops down. They were very mature compositions and wonderful sense of psychedelia. Lots of fuzz guitar. Great stuff. I can't speak enough about them. The third album, 1970. This is prog. It had some good songs on it. I didn't care much for it. Across the Land of Light is highly regarded. So Scott Richardson case, into the sunset they go. Thank you for those three great albums. So wonderful stuff. All right, now we're ready for this is, I'd say, of all the psychedelic covers, and you know they're way out there. This is the wildest. The Sacred Mushroom. The Sacred Mushroom. Look at that. Look at those O's. Look at that weird stuff. Holy moly. And of course, this is referring, of course, to hallucinogenic mushrooms. And wonderful. 1969, Cincinnati, Ohio. They're like cream. It's blues rock. From this cover, you'd think you were getting some really heavy psych on here. It's blues rock. There's some psych moves on here. It's 69. Great guitar. Wonderful stuff. Oh, brother. They do a cover of a Kink song. I'm not like everybody else. But they punk it up. Anytime they cover the Kinks, you know these guys are pretty hip. The Sacred Mushrooms. Blues rock with a psych tinge to it. Just killer stuff. You'll love it. You will love it. This next one is from 1971. It is Sitar Raga Psych. Sadhu brand. Now they had a local album that came out before this. This is the same content. This was their commercial, big Uni Records introduction here. And you got to thank Uni. What do we got about Sadhu brand? Sitar, Psyche, authentic Indian vocals, song structures. What do we got here? A great jam on Baby. Trans-like on Ha Ha. It's kind of transy. Weird vocals on People. And a great jam on Dab. Is that Debbie? The Debbie Dad song. Not the Daffy Duck song. The Daffy Dad song. It's a great jam. 4 stars. So again, it's got some good stuff on here. If you like the Eastern music, if you like that kind of dreamy stuff, this is it, man. This is that soft little psychedelic edge to it. Now we're getting into the saints. Now no one ever thought that psychedelic music would have their own saints, but they do. St. John Green. Look at that crazy cover. There's this dragon, and he's holding a pill, and he's presenting it to a flaming earth. Oh man, you know that's psych. That's gotta be psych. It is 3-star, real trashy psych rock. What can we tell about St. John Green here? Kim Fowley produced it. It's from 1968. It's very trippy. They're from Los Angeles. Psych rock. What do we got here? Weird psych, Devil in the Sea. Arthur Brown style. Fire. I'll take you to bed. On Messages. Sounds like Arthur Brown. On Goddess of Death. It sounds like George Like. And hey, wait a minute here. Can it be? It is. It's a flick disc. And this is the third flick disc. I think this has got to be the best flick disc. This is the real stuff. Goddess of Death. Ooh, Goddess of Death. Sounds like the Doors. The next song, St. John Green, sounds like Procol Harum. Next, do they ever sound like themselves? Yeah, they do. Spirit of Now is 5-star, great guitar. Weird. We have 3 songs in a row here. Love of Hate, One Room, whatever, and it looks like Shivers. Shivers of Pleasure is kind of a trilogy, and I call it a weird Doors-like trilogy. Whew, man. Side 2, you got Canyon, Good Psych, Goofy Psych, Good Psych, 3-star, 3-star, Goddess, 4-star, Flower Power on St. John, Flower Power. And then finally, Fuzz Guitar on Spirit. So this is killer stuff. I'm going to give it 4 stars. I'm moving you guys up. You're moving up the ladder here. St. John Green. Wonderful. Great stuff. And flick disc to boot. This one's essential. Hey, if you have to spend $7 for it, go for it, man. Woman, get it. Ladies, you'll love it. Okay, more Saints. This one's good too. Saint Stephen on ABC Probe, the Morgan label. Kind of some medieval weirdness going on here. For one's not Hieronymus Bosch. What can we say about St. Stephen? St. Stephen, they're from Boston, 1969. They were involved with the Ultimate Spinach, some of the members. We like the Ultimate Spinach. They had 3 good albums. What else about these guys? St. Stephen. Good songs include I, Bastish, and Gladakova. What did I say here? 3 stars. A lot of sound effects on this thing. Now, some people would like it, but I say the sound effects detract from it somewhat. But there's some good psych on here. Nice stuff. St. Stephen. It's from that pivotal year, 1968. Still doing the weird psychedelia. On the, what do we call it on the psychometer? At least 93. We detract a little bit because it's a little too crazed. But you got to give them some points for that. Next we're out of the States. We're into Sinclair and Mother Bear. This is a Chicago site. Sinclair and Mother Bear. 1968, Chicago. The vocals are somewhat like Janis Joplin. I really like this album. I thought it was fabulous. It's got that good psych sound that you love so much. 4 stars. They're like the Jefferson Airplane. Skin is really good. Sitting is really good. I didn't list all the great songs here, but they are all good. Some of that West Coast guitar, all that psychedelia, psychosokas, whatever. It's got it, man. I love this stuff. This is a great album. Essential. 4 stars. Sinclair, and don't forget Mother Bear. She looks like a mother bear, doesn't she? Yeah. She's a mother bear. Now, we had a lot of saints coming along here, so let's have some salvation. Salvation. Oh, man, what a band. These guys, where were they from? I don't know where they're from. Oh, San Francisco. They're from San Francisco. 1967. Yeah, that was the year. This is a wonderful psych. And it's got a really good attitude. It's mature, and it's just got an inner sense of humor. They poke fun of themselves. Think Twice is great. She Said. Cinderella's a wonderful cut. Oh man, 4 star. I don't need to list the songs. It's all good. It's a nice mix of stuff. All West Coast, psychedelia, sound effects, everything you want, phasing, everything you want. Yeah, She Said yeah. Think Twice is a 7-minute cut. This is essential. This is at least 4 stars. And there's more to the story, because Salvation got to make a second album. And I don't know, you keep finding references to gypsies all through this. This one's Salvation Gypsy Carnival. I'm sorry, Carnival, yeah, Salvation Gypsy Carnival Caravan. It's not just a caravan, it's also a carnival. Nice skull in the back. Yeah. 4 stars again. Their second album, more country flavored, but still very San Francisco West Coast. A little more progressive, but it's 68. So how progressive could it be? What do we got here? 3 star on Salvation Jam. Very weird freak out jam with synths and saxophone. Come On is 3.5 star good country rock. Waddle is great dreamy psych. 5 star on What? Next side, we got Hollywood gets 3 star. Interesting word narration psych. We like that word narration when it's poetic and dreamy. The next song, Handles, is 4 star trippy country and western psych with the Dylan-esque influence. Yeah, you better have some Dylan in there, man. He's cool. And then 5 star amazing psych jam on Yuck Yuck. Everybody likes a little Yuck Yuck. It has a dumb ending though. And finally, In the Evening is 4 star Dylan-esque psych. So we even got some Dylan going on here. Yeah, we love that Dylan, man. He's the best. So you probably noticed, even though this is psych, a lot of bands pay homage to the who was the king of the '60s. Come on now, you know. Okay, this next one is so beautiful. This is something you can play for anybody. 1970 from Woodland Hills, California. We have the Sapphire Thinkers. Sapphire Thinkers from Within. And this is that great label, Hobbit Records. You can't go wrong with Hobbit. Thank you, J.R.R. Tolkien. I got to show you that label. I love this. Look at that. Oh, man. You got the little hobbit, looks like it's drawn by a 3-year-old, mountain in the background. Probably the daughter of the executive drew that one. Okay, anyway, what do we got here? Tasty guitar work, nice flute, 3.5-star, mellow psych. Good songs includes Melancholy. Come to me, my melancholy baby. That's not psych, but the way they do it, it becomes psych. Honky Tonk meets psych. It's beautiful. They slow it down. Fuzz on there. 3.5-star, nice light suck, and I feel a bit. Pop rock, and I get along. Pop rock and blues. Oh, here we go. From Within. That's the title of the album. 4-star, melodic psych. We love that stuff. 3-star, pop rock. Other side, we've got nice light psych and not another. Same thing on Let Her Come In. 4-star, good guitar psych on Please Understand. Nice light psych on Blind. 4-star psych, 4-star excellent guitar, and doing all right. Well, these guys are doing all right. This is Sapphire Thinkers. Beautiful. If you like your psych to be dreamy, to be kind of like from another world, this is it. I'd say this one's essential. It doesn't go for a lot of money. You know, the best albums aren't the $1,000 ones. The best albums are the ones that you love. And whether they cost you 99 cents or $1,000, it doesn't matter. That's what's good for you. And I always like to say, I get as much pleasure out of a Goodwill record as I can out of spending $100 at a record show. But I do recommend you going to record shows. That's where you find stuff. You make relationships. Collect dealers get to know what you like. So it's not just online internet stuff. It's also in person. And the record stores, big shout out to the record stores everywhere. I love you guys. Great stuff. Robert Savage. The Adventures of Robert Savage. This is from California, 1971. It's Hendrixy wah-wah guitar, heavy psych. Savage was in The Hook. He was in The Leaves. 2 great bands there. The Hook will grab you. Remember that? In The Leaves. Hey Joe, great album. That's probably right there. It's a uni pack. It's a promo on Paramount. This is good. It tends more to the hard rock, but it's 1971 at this point, but it's still really good stuff. It's got that psych vibe. I mean, this guy was in 2 great psych bands before he came out with this. Check it out. At least 3 stars, Psychedelia. Robert Savage. The Adventures of Robert Savage. This next one is featured on my logo, so you know I gotta love it. Our world's better than your world. Who is it? Who is it? You know? You know. You gotta know. You know. It's the Savage Resurrection. So it's a quasi-religious thing here. The guys are dressed up like saints or something here. They're having a lot of fun. It's not just a resurrection. Look, even the nuns love it. Even Alfred E. Newman loves it. It's got to be good. And it is. It's a 5-star kicking hard guitar psychedelia. Sacred mushroom. I'm not sacred. Yeah, Savage Resurrection. I'm the sacred mushroom. Savage Resurrection. Ah, man, what stuff. They're from Richmond, Virginia. Yeah, Richmond, Virginia is rocking away for us here. I'm sorry, not Virginia. Sorry, Richmond, California. I can't read my own writing. Richmond, California. 1968. What a year. 68. What an album. Acid Psych. Dual lead guitar. Fox is Sick. Let's go over some of these things that are like Thing in E. Ah, that's so good stuff. Wonderful stuff. Did I make any notes here? I didn't have to. This one's so well known. Fox is Sick. Expectations. This has got that fluid, acid, lead, fuzz guitar, doing all kinds of stuff. Much better than what I'm doing. It's just killer. It's a killer, man. It's essential. You got to get it. If you got to get out your rowboat and you got to put on that life preserver, do it. Get across that lake. Get to that record store. Say, guys, I got to have this, man. I don't care what it costs. This is at least $50 for this one. This is monster. A monster. Now, enough of me frothing at the mouth. This next one is a very strange one. It's not in the main collection. Hey, Rusty, come here. Here's my dog. Come here, let's see. I have no shame. Yes, I love you. Yes. Survival of St. Joan. Rock opera. And what do we can say about this son? This crazy stuff here. St. John, I don't know. For some reason. Smoke Rise, here it is. It's from 1971. It's a mixture of acoustic and electrical psych rock. Here's the actual band. They're called Smoke Rise. It looks like that Harsh Reality album cover, kind of creepy stuff. Inside we have a medieval tale going on. This is this is supposed to be a rock opera about Joan of Arc, the savior of France. What do we got in here? I didn't get to the whole thing, but I give it we got a good hard rock and Precious, 4 stars. Stone Fire is dreamy and jazzy. Side 3 is good. Side 4 is fair. What about 1 and 2? This one doesn't get great marks. Here we go. Here, St. Joan, hard rocking, a mite paranoid in places. Side 1 is really good. Side 2 is okay. So it's like most albums, they start off great and kind of fall apart with time. Lots of burning witches on this one. Yeah, of course they burned Joan of Arc, and she was not a witch. Survival is psyche hard rock, 4 stars. So there's some good songs on here. It's a mix of stuff. It's 2 albums. Again, it would have been a lot better if they made it a single album. Never charted that I know of. It was completely unknown. If you like that doomy stuff with some psych, some hard rock, this might be for you. I did keep it. It's just too weird to throw away. A little Christian thing going on there. But this side is not essential. If you get it for $1, go for it. Now we get into the Sons. And we start off with the Sons of Thunder. The Sons of Thunder. Christian rock, of course, not essential. This one is only listed here for maybe 1 cut. Maybe 2. They always had to have 1 great song on their albums. This one's got New Wine. 5-star, great doomy psych with great guitar. So normally you say, I'm not getting that. But, you see it at Goodwill or something. And you think, wow, I did have 1 good song on it, remember? Now, you may not want to fill your house up with one-hit wonders. I can understand that. This whole thing reminds me of, I heard one time about a carpenter whose wife was complaining that the records were taking up too much room in the house. So what did he do? He built another room in the back of the house for his records. And here's a strange one. This is a cult base. The Savage Sons of Yahweh. This is a reissue. I remember seeing these albums when I was living in the Bay Area and thinking, man, this is weird stuff. I never bought any of them. Just too weird. Yahweh was called Father Yod. He was in a cult in Los Angeles. This album originally came out in 1974. I've heard there's about 60 Father Yod albums out there. This is a 2.5-star weird psych. The vocals are awful. It's got good guitar. The vocals are really awful. There he is, Father Yod. And yes, he did sleep with everybody in the commune. very, very creepy stuff. He slept with everybody in the commune. Anyway, it's out there. It's weird. It's real people. You might love it. Give it a try. Savage Sons. The next, everybody knows these guys. Pushing too hard every night and day. You're pushing too hard. Sky Saxon. On me too hard. This is a 5-star punk psych album. The great saying about the Seeds, what was it? 3 great chords, 5 great albums. That's it, man. They're like the Ramones. They were very limited musically, but they did the most they could with what they had. And they couldn't have been any better at what they did. This is a great album. The Seeds. Their first album gets 3 stars, but their next album gets 3 stars. It should get 4 stars at least. No, 2 great chords, 5 great albums. Not 3, only 2 chords. And they said the organist just plays the same thing in different keys. Here's their second album, A Web of Sound. And this is their masterpiece. A wonderful, wonderful album. It's got a 14-minute song on there, Up in Her Room, which is it's kind of like more punk than psych, but it's got Mr. Farmer, let me have your crops. It's got Trip Maker, the Trip Maker. I wonder what he's making. Rolling Machine. This is Sky Saxon is so goofy fun. You gotta love him, man. And the 14-minute freak out, Up in Her Room. This is a classic album. And the thing to remember about the Seeds, this came out in 1966. 66. Up in Her Room. Just Let Go. A psych punk classic. Essential. I'd call it 5 stars. For a psych collector, look at these guys. It's the best. It's the best Seeds. After this one, we kind of fall apart. No more hits to speak of. Still some great songs. It's just they're retreads. They're doing the same thing over and over. Their third album, Future, there's some rewrites here, Pushing Too Hard. If you love the Seeds, you gotta have it. It doesn't matter. It's like the worst, whatever. You still gotta see it. You still gotta hear it, and because you love that particular artist. And who doesn't love these guys? Sky Saxon's worldview, they said, was limited to 2 subjects, sex and drugs. Well, that's not the worst thing in the world. This, I believe, is the worst album that the Seeds ever did. It's not even called the Seeds. It's called Sky Saxon Blues Band, a full spoon of CD blues. He actually got Muddy Waters involved in this travesty. I guess they said Saxon was kind of jealous of Mick Jagger and Rolling Stones, and they wanted to prove that the Seeds were every bit as good as they were. And so they said, well, we can do blues. That's nothing. So they did blues. They got Muddy Waters involved with the project. Muddy Waters wrote us a write and said how great they were. And I think he produced some of this stuff. And I think he even wrote a song for him. But it's still the Seeds doing blues. And no. There's a couple good songs on here. But honestly, the Seeds doing blues, is that what you want? Okay. The last one, this was from 68. This actually has some good stuff on it that you can't get any other way. What was that one song? Oh, yeah. 900 million people, all daily making love. 5 minutes. This is supposed to be their live album. Merlin's Music Box. Very psychedelic. Merlin's Music Box. And it's raw and alive. It's not really alive. There's a funny story about this. When they reissued this album, they reissued it as a double album because originally they intended to have a real live album. The Seeds did, and they had they recorded it, but it just wasn't that good. So they ended up going back in the studio, playing it in the studio with a bunch of people. Yeah, this is great stuff. Woohoo! Maybe like a dozen people yelling in the background. And the 13th Floor pulled that stunt too. These Seeds weren't the only people that pull a Milli Vanilli. But these guys had some great chops and some great songs on here. This has got all your great hits on here. Pushing too hard. Mr. Farmer, let me harvest your crop. It's got Up in Her Room. But it's only 10 minutes this time, so they're tightening it up a little bit. Fun album. Good stuff. Good. They went out on a good bang there. Well, that's it for the part 1. We're going to continue with S part 2 next. And again, I thank you all. I have 82 subscribers now. Bless you all. Let us enjoy the psychedelic world together. We are all in this sisterhood and brotherhood of humanity, and we just love this stuff.